Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to the homeschool mamas a little bit about nature study. If you're new to my channel, my name is Alana and my channel is all about marriage, homemaking, healthy living, and homeschooling. I would love for you to subscribe. So this is year 4 for me with homeschooling. I, of course, like most mothers, taught my children colors, animal sounds, read picture books to them, and all of that before they were technically in school. We started to introduce letters, letter sounds, numbers, all of that. Once they were in first grade, we started a more formal approach to education with an actual curriculum and schedule. This is the 4th year of that. My youngest is in 2nd grade, my oldest is in 4th. I have 2 boys, and so I love the Charlotte Mason method. It is very nature and literature based and has been a really good fit for my family. We love being outside. I love the approach of each subject taking just 10 to 15 minutes. We're not sitting for very long, extensive periods of time. I love that penmanship is more important than quantity of handwriting. I love that all of our English, grammar, reading, spelling is learned through literature versus a spelling curriculum, this curriculum, that curriculum. It's just all such a natural approach to learning and really speaks to the natural love of learning that we're all born with. So something I've always loved as well about the Charlotte Mason method and approach is the nature study, but I've kind of been doing it wrong this whole time. And this year I feel like I'm finally starting off on a very strong foot and excited to see what the year brings. Part of that has been because I've been reading this awesome book. It's called Pockets Full of Pine Cones, and it's by Karen Andriola. There's a sequel to this called Lessons at Blackberry Inn, which I read last summer. I didn't know this one came first. I loved the way that book made me feel. It brought this calmness and excitement, motivation, inspiration to me for homeschooling, but in a very calm, tranquil way. It wasn't this urgent, we gotta get this done, we gotta get this done, which is my natural tendency. And so instead of reading this over the summer this year, I decided to read it right at the beginning of the school year, hoping that it would make me feel the same way that book made me feel. And it has. And it's done something more for me. It has taught me so much about nature study. The biggest thing that it taught me that I was doing wrong was the use of the nature study handbook. This thing is big and it's great. It's entertaining, it's easy and fun to read. The information is awesome and we'll be using it for several years, but in years past, I've been using it as a textbook versus a handbook for me. This is not intended for me to sit and read to my children, and that is exactly what I was trying to do in years past. They enjoyed it, but it felt forced. It didn't feel natural the way our other reading does. And so this has been huge for me to start using this as a handbook for myself in the background, behind the scenes, before our nature study lessons and before our nature walks. And I go equipped with knowledge I didn't have before and with questions that I wouldn't have had before for the children about whatever we might run into. Or I could have it on me, whip it out, and look things up on the spot. It has been such a fun adjustment that I've made this year with my nature study approach. The other thing this book has taught me is to not feel so stuck in the schedule that's laid out for us. I tend to do my own thing anyway, but I really like using the Ambleside online website, the way the curriculum is laid out, as a guide, and I love that it's there because obviously lots of thought has been put into it. It has been designed specifically to work well from subject to subject together. So I definitely don't disregard that and use it as much as possible. But I feel like in the past, let's say when birds was our nature study for that term, after a few weeks I was just like, okay, birds again, instead of just saying let's do whatever we feel like doing. So this year I've been a little more free already. Our first nature study, which we're supposed to be doing trees, shrubs, and vines right now, but we had a monarch caterpillar in our house, so we did monarch butterfly. We knew a little bit about monarch butterflies already, but we learned some new things, and to take it up a notch, we had the real thing in our house. We got to watch everything. So that makes nature study come alive for the children, and it is just wonderful. I've been having them sketch more as well, which I've always kind of not chosen that battle in the past, worried that it would be forced, stressful, frustrating for them, that they wouldn't enjoy it. So I've been a lot more encouraging in that area, but not forceful. My younger one seems to be taking to it. He sketched this caterpillar of our monarch when he was getting ready to become the chrysalis. And then I had him date it and write monarch caterpillar. I would have loved to have him write more, but that was what he was willing to write. And so I just accepted it and was happy with that. Then I sketched this butterfly, copying it from the picture of our butterfly after it emerged. He dated it, he colored it, and then he dated it, wrote monarch butterfly and the scientific name, and then did a little bit of diagramming for the antenna and the proboscis. This is what I am hoping and dreaming every page of this will be filled with throughout the years. We did trees last week. We went to a park where there are a variety of trees and they're all labeled, and it was really cool because it's still summer, and so the seeds are just now starting to come out, and they're still very green and fresh. They're not in any way dried out or falling. So we'll go back in the fall when they're all brown and crisp and falling everywhere, and get to see how the tree has transformed from summer to fall. We took a little jar along with us to collect any neat things we found. We didn't overdo it. It was just a few little things to bring back with us. And we got a few leaves and did some leaf you know, when you get the crayon and do the shading over a paper, and displayed those on our bulletin board, looked at the leaves through our microscope. Then today was Nature Study Day again, and it was very fun. We are going to a hummingbird migration festival next week, and I printed out a sketch of a hummingbird last night and brought them along our nature walk today. So they colored them while they were there, wrote ruby-throated hummingbird, which is the hummingbird that we see here at home every day at our feeders. And next week, when we go to the Hummingbird Migration Festival, we will get to see it again. We've gone every year. We get to hear its heartbeat, and sometimes we've even gotten to release it. So this will be cut out, glued into the Nature Study Journal, and this is what I've learned from this book, Pockets Full of Pine Cones. It has simplified nature study for me so much. We went to this beautiful garden, and there were flowers everywhere, lots of trees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, and we found a dead monarch. And this is so awesome because we will be looking at its wings through the microscope. And we also collected these huge seeds. I don't know if you could see that, so we can put in our journals. And so that has been my new approach. So I feel like we're off to a really strong, good, exciting start this year with nature study. I love what we've done so far. It has been very freeing and restful and not forced in any way, very natural. And I think besides the new way I'm utilizing the handbook and the new approach to the Nature Study Journal that has really made things exciting and natural for us, is that I have set one day aside specifically for nature walks and nature study. Thursdays is our nature study day, so we do not do any morning lessons that day. That day is completely for nature study. And so during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we do our normal school day of morning lessons, our lunch break, and then we have our reading in the afternoon of history, literature, and geography. And then Thursdays is only nature walk and nature study journals. And so if they collect anything throughout the week, of course they're free to sketch and color and work on their journals prior to that nature study day, but the assignment for Thursday is something in our journals, going somewhere special to find something special. And so that just peaceful, allowing time to explore and discover with absolutely no time frame has made all the difference for us. Of course, If I see that the weather's gonna be bad Thursday, but good Wednesday, I'll flop the days. We'll go Wednesday nature study day, Thursday stay home and do our normal school day. So these are things that I've learned along the way. I hope you can learn from my mistakes and start off on a better foot than I did. The beautiful thing about homeschooling is that you learn as you go. It is always a growing and learning process. You're never gonna stick to exactly what you did day one of year one. There's always tweaking, there's always learning, there's always realizing, oh, I like this or I like that, I wanna do it this way or that way. And you have that freedom and flexibility, which is so wonderful. So that's one thing I really enjoy and I'm thankful for with the privilege of homeschooling. I hope this video was helpful to you if you're starting to homeschool or if you already are, if you're not implementing nature study. It is such an amazing way to worship, to continually point out to our children the handiwork of our wonderful creator. No other science is cooler than nature because God made all of it. And you want your children from an early age to see you have wonder and excitement and appreciation for the wonderful things God has made, giving him the glory every single time you point something interesting out to them, so that you can foster that in their little hearts, so that as they grow, they will not forget to notice the beautiful sunset or the amazing sky or the wonderful changing leaves or the beautiful little beetles crawling on the ground. You want your children to see those things. Our world is becoming less and less of a natural place and more technology place, and there's more and more distractions all around us. It is very important to me, very big of a goal to me, to teach my children to be able to sit outside in the stillness and the quiet of God's creation and just take it in, admire it, appreciate it, love it, wander in it, and not be distracted with their smartphone and their laptop and their iPad and the TV show and the music in the background. Let's just teach them what it feels like to be still, alone with God. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and have a wonderful day.